Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at a match between Pegula and Iga. I think this is from last year. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the French lately. Um, a lot of things have happened, a lot of upsets. Sinner, um, Djokovic, who I think um, this Grand Slam is probably his best chance to get number 25. Rybakina's out, Koko's out. A lot of good players, a lot of um, players that were big contenders for the um, winning the Grand Slam are out on both the men and women. Not so much on the women's, but because we still have Sabalenka and Iga, but for sure on the men's. Um, but I hope that Zverev is able to pull through and win. I think his biggest competition, or the person who's in his way the most, is probably Casper Ruud, who'll probably get to the final. He's been playing super well. Um, maybe, I think his name is Fonseca, the Brazilian. He could also be a great contender for possibly winning, um, possibly winning the French. If he does play Zverev, it'll definitely be a tough match, especially if he plays like he's been playing, which is amazing. I mean, he beat Djokovic. A lot of good teams on the men's side as well. There's Jodar from Spain as well, and the new French kid as well. Um, a lot of great new faces and great players are, coming on tour, and uh, the future's bright. The future's bright. A lot of they're really great, mentally strong, and they're all ready. They're all ready to be there, and that's why they are there. Yeah, no, we'll definitely. I can't wait to see how these players develop and what comes of them. I also think it'll probably end up with Iga and Sabalenka in the final if they're not on the same side of the draw. Um, but those two are probably the two best contenders, other than possibly Osaka, to win the French on the women's side. I think something that gives Iga such a advantage, especially in clay, is the amount of topspin that she gets. And don't quote me on this, but based on what I've heard on social media, apparently she gets the most RPMs out of everybody on both the men and women's side. So that's really crazy, and I think working with Nadal is probably also something that will help her out a lot. Um, yeah, I could definitely see her winning. If not Sabalenka, it'll probably be Iga winning the French this year, especially now that Coco's out. I wouldn't say that Iga has the best anticipation, um, but I think her incredible movement helps to make up for that. Great serve down the tee, right on one. As you watch Pegula here, you can see um, her movement. She's constantly moving. I've talked about this in I think both my last videos, um, you can just see how she doesn't stop. And um, although Pegula doesn't have anything in terms of ground strokes that really stands out, at least in my opinion, I think she's a super well-rounded player in terms of strokes. But I think something that really helps her and what's kept her at the top is her movement and her anticipation. Just constantly moving helps to take a lot of stress off you, um, especially if your anticipation isn't the best. Um, staying on your toes and constantly moving allows you to change directions quickly, whether you have really good anticipation or not. And some other players, and I've mentioned this in my past two videos, are Andreva. I think that's the best part of her game, her anticipation. Andreva, in my opinion, has the best anticipation out of everybody on tour. And I also think Rybakina um, has very good movement as well. So if you want to base your movement off of a specific player, at least on the women's side, Pegula, Rybakina, and Andreva, I think, are your best bet, considering that I think those are some of the best parts of their game. Nice rally down the middle, keep um, or not allowing your opponent, or not giving your opponent any angles by keeping it down the middle. It's safe. Um, really, your only option to miss is in the net or deep. It's a great opening of the court. She steps in, take it down the line. That's definitely, I think, a very well played point from Iga and well constructed point. She just missed the last shot. Nice shot from Pegula. I think something else to note is um, how they adjust to the bounce. You can always see them taking little steps, little adjustments after the bounce. And that's could be something to add or improve um, in your game. Because even though the ball, or when you're watching the ball's bouncing short, um, it might not necessarily be a ball that you can step in on because of the power or the spin on it, and it's pushing you back. So it's always good to make adjustments after the bounce because things can change. It might look a certain way, it might look like it's landing short, but they could have put a lot of spin, a lot of power on the ball, which would entail cause you, or the ball's telling you to step back so you're not jammed and you can hit a cleaner ball. Great service from Iga there. And another thing I've also mentioned in previous videos is um, you notice a lot that a lot of the players on the return, they don't really return angles. A lot of it is straight through the baseline, um, usually in the middle and deep, um, especially after the serve. Your opponent's inside the court, and deep ball. to your body is always going to put you in the best position. Um, and also, it's also a safe place to put the ball because you don't have to worry about the lines. Really, all you have to worry about is the baseline, hitting it deep or hitting it in the net. Well, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment down below and let me know if you found anything in this video useful. Also, let me know not only what other types of content you'd like me to make, what other players you'd like me to review, but also who do you want to or do you think is going to win this year's French Open, especially considering all of the twists and turns that have been happening. Like and subscribe and hit that post notification bell so you know every time I upload.